about the conspiracy with Bill Gates?
Nah, what happened with Bill?
Okay, look, so we started COVID-19 so we can make the vaccine and make trillions of dollars. Heard about the conspiracy with Bill Gates?
Nah, what happened with Bill?
Okay, look, so we started COVID-19 so we can make the vaccine and make trillions of dollars.
Nah. Sound like something he would do with his goofy, ugly ass.
I like Bill Gates. Bill's really kind. Bill's really smart. Bill Gates is single and available now. Bill's really generous. Bill's amazing. I like Bill Gates. I would kiss him in a boat. I would kiss him on a float. I would kiss him in the rain. I would kiss him in the dark. Bill.
Nah, I done did a lot just to get by, so I can't let it slide. I escaped the mental shackles, I ain't got patience for these bastards, I can't let it slide. I ain't saying I'll attack you, I'm saying this bigger than rappers. I'm saying that you need to back up, so back up. I'm saying that this would not end in a tie, I can't let it slide. My politics are rather controversial. Who would've thought that? I ain't catching all slack, and I have enemies on my ball sack. I'm thinking insanity's what you call that, and I just get appalled at. I'm blacker than Nina the Simone. I just want freedom and want all these people left alone. How in the world is that chapping you? Laughable, you catch an attitude. Glad that you going mad cause my attributes call me bad and a radical, but that is so irrational. Mathematically, I'm past that degree to these rapper dudes. Add another latitude, and that'll prove you lacking too. You roll with a pack of dudes that lasting you cause you whacking your raps a poo. You need a faculty that's backing you. Your rapping is not compatible. Battle me and that'll be the day. There'll be a casualty, and that don't mean you have to go away. It don't matter to me. Tactically, I'm leaving nothing left.
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic. Cyber pandemic. Cyber pandemic.
Anybody want the fucking smoke, homie? You got it right now, bro. What's up? You got it right now.
¿Qué desmadre traen aquí, cabrones?
No.
¿Y eso qué?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Es falsa. Es falsa. Oh, shit. No, ma, son de mentiras, ma.
A ver, dame las tiradas.
Son de mentiras, ma. Son de mentiras. No, son de mentiras. Son fake. Son fake, ma.
20 con todos esos cabrones afuera.
Ok. Eso es de mentira, ma. Es de mentira, son vivos.
Dame las tiradas a basura.
¿Por qué tienes una chancla, ma?
Porque sí.
No, ok. Oh, shit. Oh, ma. No, ma, son de mentira.
You know, I wanted to play the little clip of Eric July's brand new music video in the beginning there because he is one of the people that I think is doing what we need to be doing, what we, the collective we as anarchists need to be doing. And that is not just bitching, not just running away from what we don't want and crying about it, but he's creating something new that sends a message that the world needs to hear. And today's guest is also doing that.
From Dallas, Texas, this is Anarchast.
Greetings, player characters. Welcome back to Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I will be Patrick Smith. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with a natural law-abiding anarchist with a passion for animal rights and environmental activism. 3 years ago, he hit the road and sky to travel the world until a certain virus disrupted his plans. Since then, he has been working on creating a video game named Rebellion Gaia. His name is Anthony Steele. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
G'day. How are you, mate?
Oh, I think we're having some audio issues. Do you did you change something on your end?
Not that I'm aware of. Can you hear me?
Go ahead and refresh your browser on your end, please, if you don't mind. Just hit the refresh button and you'll reconnect. You might have to enter your name and password again. Hopefully we'll get that corrected. All right. Do I have your face back? Do I have your mouth?
Maybe. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We just tested this. It was working great. What happened? Hold on.
Oh man, the Satanists are stopping us.
Is that coming across for everybody else? Do you guys hear him okay? Let's see.
The Satanists are stopping us.
Oh no! It's only in my head. Yeah. There's something wrong with my head. It's not on your end. Everybody else is fine. Sorry, guys. See, blame me. I'm the host that's always having trouble. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, just a nice sunny morning down here in Australia.
Nice. Australia. So you're one of the few people that I've had the pleasure of speaking with in what appears to be the fascistic state, one of the least free places on the planet to live, Australia. Would you agree with that assessment, or what's it like over there right now?
Yeah, considering we haven't really had any COVID, not that I believe there's much anywhere anyway, but even if you would believe their official numbers, we haven't really had much of it. And the control measures have been insane. It depends where you live. I'm in an area where a lot of people don't buy the bullshit on the mainstream media. So they attempted a little trial lockdown in my area a few weeks ago, and in the process they gave 1 day's notice to shut down a major festival, which absolutely destroyed the festival and all the people that had set up ready to conduct their businesses for that weekend. And also in the process, they tried to make people wear masks. They did all the normal measures they've done around the world. Not that they're normal. And people just didn't listen to them here. Maybe 50% of people did. One bar that I go to sometimes, the owner kicked the police out when the police came to give him a $10,000 fine for not following the rules. And I've heard he's going to be taking that to court because they're unlawful fines. So I'm really proud to live in a town. I live in a town called Murwillumbah. That basically, yeah, like all the towns around here, we're not listening to these rules. So, yeah, if you're down in Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane in the major cities, they're pretty tough or have been tough. They've loosened up of late, but yeah, it depends where you are. But yeah, it's been pretty shit for the whole country.
Okay, all right. And so you're in a place that's like, I think, did you describe it as like a hippie town or something like that, that you just basically ignore all the restrictions and stuff like that? Is everyone around there doing the same? Are there masks? Where's your mask? Where is your mask, sir?
I saw a guy wearing a mask the other day and he had gloves on. Very overweight man. Not that I'm judging his weight, but, you know, he's obviously not healthy because of his own choices, not because of some scary, you know, virus. And, you know, everyone around, including myself, we were just looking at him thinking, that poor guy, like, you know, what prison is he living in his mind that he's come out into town? No one's wearing masks. He's the only one on that street at that day. But yeah, like but in Sydney, that would look normal. In Melbourne, that would look normal. But where I am, you know, if people hug their television and cry themselves to sleep hugging their television, then, you know, they just stand out in this area. So yeah, people don't own televisions here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have a meme for this. I've been dying to share it. Here it is.
Luke, help me take this mask off.
But you'll die.
All right. Well, you're actually. That is my tattoo of the rebel. Wait. Where's the camera? That is my tattoo of the Rebel Alliance. So you've just shown a Star Wars meme to a very Star Wars dedicated fan. Not since Disney took it over though. I'm kind of a bit upset, but yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That's a great meme.
So I have to ask you, the first question I have to ask you on the show is, how did you become an anarchist? And while you're answering that question, I'm very quickly going to try and reboot my ears so that this audio issue goes away. So take it away. I will be back while you talk.
No worries. Well, I basically probably 10 to 12 years ago, I would have classed myself as a voter. I was very much stuck in that box that voting mattered. Long before I realised that all the major candidates are all pretty much 33-degree Masons, or operate under taking money from large companies. So I was completely within that illusion. I worked a corporate job. After 2009 and 2011, like between 2009 and 2011, I'd woken up to the idea that 9/11 was something not to believe the main story on. So I was starting to awaken then, and I'd also had my first psychedelic experiences back then. So my free will and my mind was starting to open around then. I started watching various podcasts. Most notably, I was very interested in Jeff Berwick, your mate. And yeah, basically just started watching documentaries and listening to people that were talking about ideas of freedom. I then basically realized you can't make money working for someone. So I'd always kind of knew that, but I'd never actually had a business where it was my sole income. So I left basically a corporate sales environment, and after a career of various roles, and I wanted to learn how to use tools and build things. So I became a timber floor layer and started my own company doing that. Had a little crew working for me while I was still in the process of awakening. And then I just came to the conclusion, even my company, I'm basically working for the government. Like they're basically your partner in every business. So I even walked away from that at a certain point. And I guess the clear date that I could set that I became an anarchist and just totally didn't believe any principles around any ideas of government, and realizing all of our issues, all of the struggles in society, and all of the pains that I've had to go through, I can pin every single one of them onto government. And I guess I came to that idea probably 5 or 6 years ago. And yeah, since then I literally don't listen to police. I actively give them the finger. I'm just don't, and I don't respect them. And the idea that there's a good police officer in my mind doesn't exist. The idea that there's a good politician, 50-50 exists. Like I've had friends that have joined various political parties, so I've known people personally that have tried to get in there and make a difference, but they're pushing the shit up the hill. And can I swear? I swear a lot. I should check that with you.
I need to. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, I've fixed my problem. We are 100% now. So
awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome.
I love the pushing shit uphill. That was a great description of political attempts to achieve freedom, for sure.
Yeah. I recently put up a post on my Facebook saying that Australia has one political party, and it's the 33-degree Mason Party. To me, that just sums up all political systems.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So then you go from that into what you're doing now, right? Video games. How does that happen? Because I think you told me before the show that you're not a programmer, you're not an IT guy. So tell me, like, how did you find yourself where you are?
Well, okay, so I had an idea in my head for about probably 5 or 6 years. There's so much content out there of podcasts, documentaries. There's a wealth of knowledge out there for people to find information that way, but there's not that much in the scope of like a cartoon that's funny or a video game that's funny. So the original idea was actually to make an animated movie, and get various voice actors from the truth community into that. I looked at the costs of creating that, and it was well out of my budget. So I basically put that to the side, and then I looked at the idea of making a video game, which was definitely achievable. I realized I could teach myself most of what was needed to do that, and so it adapted into a video game. And what gave me the time to actually do it was being locked down. So it's kind of a product out of the lockdowns. And it's a creative project that's birthed from an idea that's been in my head for many, many years. And I've had to literally teach myself anything I don't know. I've had to search forums and figure out. I pay other people to help sort things out. And yeah, like literally out of the 14 people that are on this project, none of them are coders. None of them have done a video game. So as far as putting the label indie on it, it's 100% indie so far out of the box of what's made so far.
I mean, I have to, it's one of my life goals to actually create a video game that I've been dreaming about since I was a little kid. But here's the thing.
Okay.
I am a coder. I've been a coder since I was a little kid. And I'm a really good coder. Like I have done some amazing work, let's just say, but never on a video game, which is incredibly freaking ironic. And it's kind of a wake-up call for me that, like, look, if this guy can do it just with nothing but willpower and intelligence, then what the hell is stopping me? Oh, man. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so...
Yeah,
go ahead. What were you going to say?
You go, brother.
All right.
I don't even know now. I think I was just going to say, yeah, like coding, it's like a lot of what I wanted to do with the game, I could just go onto forums and then cut and paste what I needed and then just put it in. So, yeah, like I don't even need to know coding with what I've done. But yeah, sorry, go on.
No, so I think now's a good point to mention it, that over on my other channel, Disenthrall, we do nerdy philosophy stuff. Some of it's kind of dry for those that are into that. If you're not into it, I understand, but we also play a lot of video games. And so tonight, we have the honor and pleasure of sort of debuting maybe one of the, I think, am I going to be the first one to sort of live stream your video game?
You will be, yeah. There's going to be 2 others down the track from within, but you are the first, yeah. Are you familiar with the Spirit Science channel?
I am not, no.
Okay, he's got a huge following doing the Spirit Science channel, so yeah, that'll be really exciting. And he started his own game channel, and Vinny Eastwood, who's a partner on the project, who has his own channel down in NZ, he's going to do it as well. So they're going to be both a little bit, oh, you beat us. So that's going to be, yeah. I'll send them the link of what you do, and it'll be funny to see. Maybe on their ones we'll do variations of what we do.
So yeah, tonight at 10 p.m. Central Time over on the Disenthrall channel. Maybe ANCAP Gamer, if you could in the chats paste a link to the Disenthrall channel for people so they can follow that there and come watch your video game. And I think we might even have the honor of your presence in participation in chat, and maybe even over on our Discord server to sort of talk us through the game and give us give us director's commentary live.
Totally. You'll get two aspects as well. There'll be myself and Sadie, who's a partner on the project as well, and it'll be very late in the night for us here. So I'll do a test run on actually going live audio. I have to hide at a different part of the house because we have a baby living here. But at minimum, I will be on the chat answering questions, and between the two of us, we'll try and be across all the platforms. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I'm
Awesome.
excited for your audience to see the little things we'll go and show them.
I'm excited for me because I've played the first. I've played the first minute and 20, and I just got enough of it to be like, oh my god, this is going to be hilarious. So I think what's a good teaser? I think a good teaser would be to say that Jeff Berwick voices one of the characters, and I think that's all I have to say to get a bunch of people to tune in to watch this.
He voices a very special character. Well, all the characters are special, but he voices a very, very special character in the game. He is the leader of the rebellion movement in the game. So he is General Berwick, and you basically for the first half of the game, he's like a myth and a legend, and the player has to find him. And then once you find him, he starts giving you missions. And he's a very central character of the world. And he's a legend, as we know. So it's kind of cool to put him in the game as like this massive legend figure. So yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. You were trying to find a way to get a message out to the world, and you were describing how you kind of looked at the different methods of maybe doing that, and you landed on video game as something that was possible. What is the message that you're trying to communicate?
Basically, so many. Spiritual awareness and sovereignty is one of the subtle messages that you only really find through the game if you go searching in those directions. Through the central theme of the game that you can't, because the game's an open world where you can explore, and you don't necessarily it's a linear storyline, but you can go off that storyline to do your own thing. Going off and doing your own thing, you'll get various messages of spiritual awareness, freedom, not just for humans but for animals as well, which is one of my passions, and the idea that we are destroying the planet, and not from a new world order agenda, CO2 BS, like from something I've seen with my own eyes, where a company will come in and bulldoze out a native habitat for an endangered species, and then that species goes extinct, and I kind of touch on those issues. But on the main story path, it's all about having to stand up, having to actually say no, having to take action, having to fight the enemies of this world, and through the main theme. I don't want to spoil the story for anyone, so I don't really want to talk too much about it. But the themes are definitely about anarchy and freedom. There are many gods within the world that people worship, and one of the gods is called Anarchy, and he is the Lord of Freedom. So anarchy as a idea, and even describing anarchy in a way that's truthful, other than what the mainstream gives people, is a huge theme of the game. So I guess you could say sovereignty would be the one major theme. Sovereignty is important for all of us, spiritually, just in our lives, just in how we interact with government. There's while you're walking through the world, different creatures are going to come and fight you. One of them is the creatures from Jekyll Island, and they will steal your gold basically, and they get very annoying. And you need to go visit a character called Edward the Griffin, who is not voiced by Edward Griffin, which would have been amazing. We were talking to him, but he was really, really busy, and he asked us to make it easy for him, and I don't think we made it easy enough for him. So he hasn't gotten back to me. If he does get back to me by the time we launch, he will be in the game, but I don't think he's going to be, because he's just ghosted us now. But that's, I still love him, and we've still put him in his links on our website and in his references in the game. But yeah, basically, so we're showing people the financial aspects of truth in our world. We really, really totally take a massive dump on the media. When we play the game tonight, we'll go into a bar in the world and click on one of the TVs, and I'll show you about 20 minutes of, or maybe less, maybe 15 minutes of the first TV skits that come up, and that'll definitely make your audience laugh, and you'll love it. We take a massive dump on how the control structures work. So I guess the theme is freedom. Like that's freedom and anarchy. Now I can't hear you.
There we go. I have to mute myself because it's complicated. The stuff's screwed up on my side. Okay, I messed up. Tezo Fire DM says or asks, "What state is old mate in?" I think that's Aussie for where do you live?
Yeah, New South Wales, buddy.
Okay.
Northern Rivers.
Did I translate that well? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Try D over on Odysee says the demo is awesome. He played it yesterday and asks if Lucy has a cameo.
Lucy is voiced by Dulcie Ruby. She's a I guess it's hard to put her into one box, but I would say she would be best known for her work on lucid dreaming. She has a show about lucid dreaming and astral projection on the Collective Evolution channel. If anyone is on CETV, they'd be aware of her. She's also the partner of Joe Martino. So and he's the founder of Collective Evolution. So I'm really so happy that both of them are on the project, and they're absolutely lovely humans to deal with. And she's a beautiful soul. Lucy's one of my favorite characters out of the game as well, because we don't have a lot of females in the game. Like there's really only 4 females out of 14 that do, or probably actually no, sorry, there's a couple of other friends that have done cameos. But when I was reaching out to truth speakers of our world, I realized it was very male heavy as I was going through, and as I was asking different females to come on, a lot of them didn't want to be involved in a video game. So I'm so happy that Dulcie really came on board, and she loves the fact that she's Lucy, because Lucy is basically the brains of the squad. She's the smart female amongst.
We're talking about Berwick's dog, right? Boys. Are we on the same page? We're talking about Jeff Berwick's dog, Lucy.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay.
Yes,
okay. Lucy. Okay. That's why. Okay. So what I was just talking about, which was confusing your audience, is one of the main characters is called Lucy. From Lucy, the dog. And when you finally meet Jeff Berwick in the game, in his office where you have a chat and whatnot, you can go and click on Lucy. She's there, and she has something funny to say. And the voice of Lucy is a snippet I took of Jeff doing Lucy's voice. So yes, she's in the game.
All right.
She became a name in the game too.
Okay, so somebody in the comments had a complaint about what they call a death rune in the game, and then this also kind of it. I think he's challenging a symbol that you used of some kind. He says you use the death rune in that game, turn it around, and it means protection. It's the Algis rune, not a peace symbol. So I think he was talking about the peace symbol, which maybe he's talking about the peace symbol that we use in the Anarchast logo. And before the show started, you mentioned that too. And I just want to talk about this for a minute, because it seems like this commenter and you were both saying something about the peace sign. So rather than
it's rotating,
go ahead.
Yeah, while it's rotating, it's fine. But if we're talking about the same symbol, is there a way for someone to put a picture up on there, or I can't see the actual chat?
I have the chat hidden right now because most of it's over on Odysee, so it's not visible anyway. No, he didn't have a picture, but he might have been talking about me and not your game. No, he said in the game. Did you have a peace sign in the game?
I'm trying to think. I'd have to have a look. Okay, in the chat, could you you know what? I'm interested in what you've got to say, buddy. Could you go to rebelliongaia.com and shoot me an email from the landing page where it says shoot us a message, and I will definitely have a look at what it is. I'm confused as to what we're talking about here, but I'm definitely open to listening.
Okay, cool. I'm open to saying something about this because this is not the first time I've dealt with this. I've been doing YouTube channels for coming up on 10 years, and everyone always has something to say about every single logo I've ever created. And honestly, I'm a little over it. And here's why. Here's the and I'm not talking to you, but you're welcome to comment on it if you want. Like, I'm talking to the audience and I'm talking to anybody that has a problem with logos, okay? Symbols have subjective meanings. What that means is that symbols don't have any inherent meaning built into themselves. It's the meaning that people assign to symbols. And if most people in the world assign chaos and Molotov cocktail wearing masked thugs in the streets to the anarchy symbol that we use in our logo, well, that means that we have to deal with the repercussions of using that symbol. And if we use a peace symbol that in most brains in the universe think means peace, then we don't have to deal with the repercussions of that. But a tiny minority of you think that the peace symbol to you means, what was it, death? What was it?
I'm not entirely sure, but I am aware that that symbol itself was created by Freemasons back in the 60s or 70s, whenever it came out. So
fair enough.
So I love seeing it inverted because you say in the way I view it, and everyone views everything differently. It's it's saying F you to them. But with from an
the heart is inverting. The heart is inverting. That means hate. The hate. No, guys, no. Look, when we use the peace symbol, we intend to communicate peace. And that is how most people take it. And when we use our anarchy symbol, we intend to communicate the absence of rulers and freedom and liberty, which is hopefully how all of you take it. And when we use the heart symbol, well, that means love. So I just wanted to get that off my chest for anybody that and in my other channel, look, it's got curtains being pulled back to reveal an eye to symbolize pulling the blinders off of the world. But you know what? The curtains being pulled back kind of looks like a pyramid. No, I'm not Illuminati. Quit it. I mean, like, come on. This is nonsense. Symbols. I'm gonna get off my freaking podium now. But symbols, you should concern yourself with what the people using the symbols mean by them, more than what you want to project onto those symbols. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but I think I don't know enough about ancient symbols yet, but I'm learning as I go. And I think where people can take issue with symbols is if you believe in reincarnation, which I do. We've over multiple lives, we've had these symbols throughout our culture, through back thousands and thousands of years. So if those symbols have significant meaning to our past lives, they're also going to have significant meaning in this life. And I think that's why the elites use symbols to their advantage to send a message or manipulate us in certain ways. So it's still something I'm learning about, but I do take notice if someone mentions that. That's why I can't see the chat. So this person you mentioned before that mentioned something in the chat about a symbol in my game, I really hope they do reach out to me, because I do want to know what they can teach me about that.
Well, I mean, I was about to invite him over on my Disenthrall channel to talk through what he's saying about it, but then he insulted me, so we're kind of done with him. He's welcome to talk to you. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. Now I don't want to hear from him.
Exactly. So in relation to a video game, though, a video game is using symbology to communicate the ideas you want. So how do you do that? How do you, when you're designing the art for a game, how do you select the art such that it communicates ideas that you want to communicate to the general? Is the audience the general public? And if so, did you have to put some thought into the art for it to make sure it's communicated properly?
Okay, I'm not a digital artist, so I've had to either buy art take what I can for free and then edit it. But yes, totally. Like you want to get something that sends a message. So I've been like basically wanting to make things look creepy, and having one of the main bad guys of the game has an all-seeing eye on his forehead, like on just a red one on his cat, like on his hood. I guess that's that. I think the bigger challenge than art has been basically all of the linking the game together as you go through the story, and learning how to have options where if someone says this, then they can go and do this mission or that mission, and learning all those things. So I will be honest and let the audience know I haven't focused on art that much in the game. I've been buying and using stock art and then modifying it when needed. Having said that, it's still good art. Like it's it's got definitely that retro 90s Zelda feel about it. But I would love to do a project in the future if this is successful and we do a sequel or something else like it. I would love to start from scratch and do all of the artwork ourselves. But that's definitely something that didn't happen in this project.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it's fascinating to me that somebody that it doesn't have a programming background was able to put together a functioning game. What kind of challenges did you have to overcome? I mean, how long have you been working on it? I'm sure that you must have hit multiple moments where you just hit a wall where you didn't know how to do something you needed to do. How did you overcome that stuff?
I'm in that wall right now. I've loaded up the free demo onto the website, and I'm going through the process at the moment. I'm meeting with a tech guy that lives in my town that I pay to help me do things on Wednesday to upload the free demo onto Steam. The Steam platform, it's probably basic to a coder. It's probably just a few buttons and you write a bit of code and whatnot, and it's up. But for me, it's absolutely. I've tried 3 times now, and it's just been an absolute nightmare for me because I just don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I've hit those walls from time to time, and it takes a few weeks, but we figure it out and get past it. So and it's been like that since the start, I guess. But yeah, this one's a pretty big one, because if I can't get it onto Steam now, by June 30th we can't get the actual game up. So that one I'm a little bit stressed about, but I'm sure we'll get through it.
Okay. All right. We have a major thunderstorm here. I don't know if you guys just heard that thunder hit the house. The whole building is shaking. Kind of crazy. So when is your game releasing?
Okay, so from the 30th of June, you can download it off our website, or you can download it from Steam for the PC version. We are then, as soon as that's released, I'm taking a solid break of maybe a month where I'm not going to look at a single computer screen, no phone, no nothing. I'm just going to get out camping and get away from technology for a while, because I've been glued to my computer for so long now working on this. So I'm once that break's done, I'm coming back, and then I'm going to adapt the game to Apple, and then around the same time we'll adapt it to work on the Google Play store. So I don't know how long that's going to take. It might take 3 months, might take 6 months, but yeah, for now it'll be PC release, and then later we're going to start releasing on the other platforms.
Awesome. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about the game? Like anything else that you feel is important that people need to know, or to make them get excited or interested in trying to give it a shot? Yeah. Well, there's one aspect of this is it's also not entirely just a game. We are with the talent of Vinny Eastwood from the Vinny Eastwood Show. We have who a lot of people know him for his show, but they don't realize he actually has a theatre background and creative writing background. He's put together, I don't even know how many minutes we're up to. It's probably we're over an hour and a half now of theatrical cutscenes, which your audience will be able to see. They can either go to my website now and have a look at some of them on the videos, or they can watch us tonight when we play. These theatrical cutscenes
they don't tell a story by themselves. So if we cut all of those together, you'd basically see the world through the bad guy's eyes. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting all of those together and then adding the scenes with our heroes of the story, including all of the voice actors within the world that have their own channels, and creating a game movie essentially. Not necessarily a walkthrough, because we're going to just bypass all the battles, bypass all the boring walking bits. We're going to bypass any of the story that doesn't fit to the core of what's happening, and we're going to try and cut together. At the moment, it's looking like it could be 3 hours, so we might break it into part A, part B, but we're basically going to create a movie with it. So if you want to enjoy the story and enjoy the feel of the game, but you just aren't a gamer and don't feel like playing the game, then this will be a way for you to get through from the start to the finish and enjoy the whole process. And one major aspect of this that is different to any other game, I'm pretty sure we're the first to have done this, as far as I know, unless I'm mistaken. We've never got a group of people that are outside of the mainstream media together in a way like this to all contribute into a video game. We're all out there doing all those people are out there doing their other projects. So this is the first time we can actually get through some truth to people that may never watch YouTube, for podcasts, may never have seen your show, may never have seen other shows like yours, and that part I think is the most exciting, because if someone can play the video game, enjoy it, and then learn something, like maybe they've never heard the word adrenochrome, maybe they've never questioned the idea, wait, this tax officer who is attacking me isn't listening to me when I say I don't want to give him my tax. Like just to change the idea in their head of, wait, what is tax? What is freedom? If we can just get those ideas into a few people's heads, I'll feel like my job is done. And the biggest aspect of this project that the audience should know as well, this is not about money for me. I've put a lot of my own money into it and a hell of a lot of my own time. However, I'm only keeping 27% of the revenue, which I will then use for a future project, which is based in feeding people organic and natural food into the hospital system through a system we're setting up to basically give the finger to a hospital system that doesn't help people at all. So that's where my 27% will go. The remaining percentages are all divided up among a whole raft of voice actors in the game, including Ben Van Kerwick, who runs the Uncharted X podcast, Dulcie Ruby, who I mentioned before, Jay Myers, who makes amazing documentaries called the Jay Myers Documentaries on YouTube, our friend Jeff Berwick, Joe Martino from Collective Evolution, Jordan River from Spirit Science, the legend from Australia, Max Egan from the Crow House, Mike Palmer from the Know Your Rights group, and the legend over in Europe, Ole Demigard from Light on Conspiracies, and of course, Vinnie Eastwood. So if you purchase the game, and it's going to sell for around $12 US, if you purchase that, your money is basically funding all of the people I've just mentioned and good projects. So we're not here to make money. Obviously, we want some. We need to fund the project. But we're basically gonna be putting all of those dollars into causes that I'm sure all of your listeners actually want to listen to. So if you don't care about playing a video game, please buy this project anyway, because you'll be supporting everyone. And you can watch the movie. Plus, if you know someone that plays video games and you've been trying to get some truth into their head, but you can't get through to them, buy the video game, give it to them. Hopefully they'll love it, and then they'll learn something. It's
kind of a top-down. It reminds me of Zelda. The look and feel of the game is very Zelda. Was that on purpose?
Yeah. The engine that we've worked off was actually made one of the Zelda games and made the early Final Fantasy games from the very early 90s. So yes, that's totally like I'm 37, so I grew up with those games. I created a game for myself, so and my age group, but I'm sure everyone in who drew from that era are going to love it as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you, I hope you enjoyed this interview. If you're interested in the game, you can go check it out at rebelliongaia.com. Right? Is that the address they need to head to?
That's it. Double L, rebelliongaia.com.
Oh, did I misspell it in the name of the video? Oh no, I'll check it if I did.
The link I
sure. No, I did.
The link
I got it right.
sent you was double L.
I got it right. Okay, yeah. Names in the title of the video. Rebelliongaia.com. You can go check out the game if you want to see us streaming the game live with commentary from from two of its people involved in its creation. Go check us out over on disenthrall.me/platforms. You can find all the links to all of our platforms that we're going to be streaming to there. Let me shout out this new t-shirt we have in our swag store. Printing will continue until freedom. Here, hold on. Let's make it big. Printing, and this is a message that Aussies need to hear right now as well. Printing will continue until freedom improves. The FGC 9 Mark II has been available now for about a month, and it is probably the best imaginable firearm that you can create with anything 3D printed ever. So even though merely saying that might, get me thrown in prison. Oh my God, this thunder. Even though saying that in Australia might get me put in a cage. I don't know, would it? Can you even talk about that stuff in Australia?
We don't even know what guns are anymore. They took them all away from everyone.
Yeah.
we would need to 3D print them here.
Well, that's
unless you visit some gangsters. That's about the only way to get guns.
Well, I mean, that's why 3D printed firearms are important. Is for countries like yours, right, where you can't buy them. Okay,
I think. Yeah.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you. I've enjoyed this interview. So cheers, Pat. It's been fun.
Sure, man. Any last words you'd like to say to everybody?
Love you all. Thank you, and I hope you all enjoy the game.
All right. And I forgot to mention the swag store, disenthrall.me/swag if you want the shirt. And guys, we will. I'll see you over on Disenthrall later tonight. Anthony, thank you for joining me on the show today. I've enjoyed chatting with you, and have been motivated now towards making a video game. Because if you can do it, then I have absolutely no excuse.
We'll have some fun tonight playing it. So I look forward to it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Peace, love, and anarchy.